Burning questions.
Insightful answers.
Listener's choice.
With Clement Manyathela.
So on our Listener's Choice feature this morning, we are talking about the protests in Iran. One of our listeners has asked that we bring in someone who can explain what has been happening in Iran, what the protests are about, how the regime in Iran has responded to the protests, and what the resistance from the citizens actually means. As you may be aware, for nearly, it's a couple of weeks now, in fact, Iran has been gripped by nationwide protests that represent probably the most serious challenge to the Islamic Republic in years. There are demonstrations that have spread across a lot of cities. Some, news agencies are saying that over 100 cities, there are issues with internet access that has been repeatedly cut, and rights groups are saying dozens of people have been killed. So we've got someone who's going to help us to understand what has been happening on the ground, because it looks like what began as anger over prices, over the economic situation in the country, has quickly turned into something much bigger, and some are arguing a direct challenge to the political order built around the supreme leader. Dr Sayed Hosseini is the director of Islamic Center for Africa and chairperson of the South Africa-Iran Friendship Association. Dr. Hosseini, thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. Good morning.
It's a pleasure, Clement, to be hosted by you, and greeting to you and all of your listeners and your technical teams.
Let's start with just what the situation is on the ground right now, and we'll go back to what has really caused unhappiness among the Iranians. How are things looking now on the ground? Because President Trump announced the other day that, the killings have stopped, and we have seen reports suggesting that there are more and more cities that are joining the protests. What do you understand to be the situation on the ground now?
Well, this event, it is not born just overnight. It has got a historical background that if we don't follow and don't understand those backgrounds, we will not understand and analyze this event properly. We have to go back to the history and the history of conflict between Iran and America, which didn't started overnight. It has got a 75 years of confrontation and conflict, which started by overthrowing an elected government of Mossadegh, and then later on the Iranian Revolution, which America has lost one of their gendarmes in the region and their allies in the region. And after the victory of Islamic Revolution in Iran, the interference of America and West into internal affair of the Islamic Republic has continued up to today. Coming to the 12-day war between Iran and Israel, which has been attacked by Israel, thinking that they can overthrow the regime or they get rid of the Islamic Republic of Iran. They have said very clearly and openly, and they declared 3 aim and objectives. One is to destroy the Iranian capabilities of missiles and defense system. The second is to destroy the nuclear facilities that Iran has. And the third is to get rid of the Islamic Republic. On none of these 3, they were successful. And so they had, there is a saying says, never leave a wolf wounded. If there is a wolf which is wounded, don't leave him alive, kill him. If you leave a wolf alive, which is wounded, he will definitely come back to you. Mm-hmm. And in this case, Israel in that 12 days war was wounded, but it left alone, it left alive. That was the biggest mistake of the Islamic Republic. When they asked for ceasefire, while they attacked, and at the end, when they didn't manage to defend, and they lost all of their capabilities of defense, and the missiles were hitting Tel Aviv, and they were not able or capable to defend, they asked Trump to intervene and asking for ceasefire. They were not supposed to accept that, and as Israelis has started, Iran was supposed to end this, and that was probably going to be the end of Israel. But anyway, it didn't happen. This wounded wolf was looking for an opportunity to come back. For them to return back to the streets of Tehran, there was supposed to be 4 conditions. 4 things has to happen before they arrive there. The one is that they should reconstruct their destroyed defense system. Fill their warehouses of the missiles which they needed, which still they have not done. Because the production capacity of United States of America of supplying TADs and all of the Iron Dome things that they have is very limited, and they are not able to easily reconstruct. The second one is if they know where the supreme leader is. The third, if they know where the 400 kilograms of enriched uranium has been kept, which no one knows. And the third one is if the people come to the streets, so then they can come and help. In this situation, all of a sudden something happens in the Iranian Grand Bazaar, which is a peaceful protest. There is a difference between peaceful protest and a riot. The definition is that peaceful protest, you come, you slogan, you have a placard, you have got demands, you have got a resolution, you want to see somebody, you want to give the petition, you want an answer, you want a demand, you don't get, you come several times for a week or whatever. It's a peaceful demonstration. You don't break the window, you then burn a car, you don't kill somebody, you don't take the stone, you don't, burn the tires and the buses and the mosques and, the clinics and the firefighter equipments and all of that. It's a protest. And like this protest, in the last at least 10 years, the statistics that I just checking today was something like 2,800 of such protests across the country has been held. And in all of them, the police of Iran was protecting them.
Okay, so we're talking about the peaceful protest. Okay, let me come in now. I'll go back to what you've explained about the interference of Israel and Iran. Are you suggesting that the protests in Iran right now are more riots other than peaceful protests? And the reason that we've got these protests is because of Israel and America. They have agitated the citizens to go to the streets so that they can be reason to do what exactly?
Exactly. At the beginning, it was protest by some shopkeepers at the Iranian Grand Bazaar in Tehran over the high level of the price of the foreign currency. Mm-hmm. Immediately when that happened, it's a peaceful protest. The Iranian government, especially President Pezeshkian, has appointed a committee to go and talk and deal with the issue, and they started negotiations. And the result of that was, now I was hearing the day before yesterday that $70 million is going to be pumped and injected into Iranian market for the price of the dollar to come down.
So they responded to the protesters' concerns.
Yes. But then, as we know, there is a wounded wolf which is looking for a small opportunity. They came in and they started now putting flames into this, and immediately the market or the shopkeepers has distanced themselves from the newcomers. Now, these newcomers are, when they have been arrested in the streets of Tehran, they have got leaders they have been trained for creating a riot. Each of them has got a type of roadmap. This is how you should make cocktail Molotov. This is how you should kill. This is how you should create an artificial traffic. This is how you should enter to a building. This is how you should do this. How all of the instructions has been given to these people how to turn a protest, a peaceful protest, to a riot. And that is from up to the 8 days. It was protest only, and Iran was dealing, and the security was even supporting and protecting the people. But as soon as the rioters now came with the new roadmap, with instruction to kill, with the weapons which are made in United States of America and Israel, which 8 containers of them has been entered into the borders of Tehran, of Iran, and distributed widely in all Iran, and these has been used to kill people intentionally. I saw a clip of a delivery man who was just passing near to the riot, and they captured this delivery man, and he said, "Tell this to Khamenei, who is the leader," and he refused to say. And they burned.
How many people have been killed? Because the Iranian government itself is acknowledging thousands of deaths. I mean, I'm sure you agree that even if citizens are turning to be rioters, that still doesn't give you a right to kill them.
Well, if they have weapon which has been imported from overseas by the Israelis and American, and if they also, there is a saying by Donald Trump that stay in the streets, we are coming, we are on our way, and then we have a Mossad what you call message saying to the Iranian, stay there in the streets of Tehran. Our agents are close to you, next to you. We are not just talking by lip service. We are next to you in the streets of Tehran. Then the story is something else.
How many people have been killed? So the number has been put at 3,000.
Well, I wish I knew about that, because as you know, the internet is collapsed in Tehran. There's no any independent source to say how much, but I am giving you an account of the last riot which happened, and some people were killed.
Yes, I get that.
Yes.
But I'm just thinking, if there are 3,000 people, let's say who have died from this riot, I mean, there are questions you've got to ask the Iranian government, unless they're going to be able to prove that every single one of those that they've killed was working with Israel or the United States, as they allege, that are in trying to influence and agitate the protesters. It's the same argument we made about Israel in Gaza. You're killing innocent people that may not be coming after you, unless you are able to prove that every single child and human being you've killed in Gaza was actually working with Hamas. In this case, can the Iranian government prove that every single person that it's killed in trying to protect infrastructure or trying to quell the protests was working with Israel? And if they can't, then that is problematic.
Well, what happened, one of the good things that Iranian government, especially Minister of Foreign Affairs, has done is to collect all of those evidences of the people which they have come to the streets with gun and killing unaccountable people, just killing randomly and finishing their, what you call their guns on normal people on the streets of Tehran, showed all of those evidences to the diplomats of British and to the Germany and to the France, and said to them that you are supporting these rioters, but take this message to your governments and show them this documentary that we have from the cameras on the streets of Tehran, that how many guns has been imported and how many people are involved in this. One thing I am sure, they were targeting some people who had weapons of killing other people. In the process, no one can guarantee that 1 or 2 or 3
Did those
more
people kill them?
Well,
so if someone has a weapon, what, you go and kill them?
Of course, if you have a weapon and you come to the streets and you see they are killing other people, and you see that Mossad says, I am in the streets of Tehran, and Trump says that I am on my way, keep there.
Wait, if a citizen kills another citizen, that's murder. So you arrest them for murder. You don't kill them.
Well,
imagine I kill someone here on the streets and an authority
And if
comes
he-
and kills me.
And if he's busy continuing killing, is there any government in the world which says don't kill him until he finish his gun killing another?
How was he killing people? I mean, are you suggesting that someone had a rifle and was just shooting randomly at protesters?
Exactly, that's happening. And there are cameras who recorded these things. That's exactly what happens.
So 3,000 people had rifles.
When I'm saying 8 containers of weapon what you call smuggled into the street, to the towns of Iran, then you just imagine how many guns can be in those 8 containers. And these guns are in the hands of these rioters, which has been trained how to kill.
What is the role of, because the Iranian government has been warning the US president not to interfere, because the president of the US said, I'm willing to go after Iran if they continue to kill, the regime continues to kill people on the streets. I saw the regime responding and saying that we warn you not to do that because there will be consequences. Where is that now? Is there someone who's mediating? Because Trump seems to have paused on what he wants to do. But if he wants to continue to bomb Iran, that will not be good for the people of Iran, would it? And how would Iran respond?
Well, Trump is famous on his unaccountable or unthoughtful, all of a sudden thoughts, which later on he just says something and later on it comes that it's not true, or it was just an imagination, or he was in his ego and he said something and now he has to do. But when he said stay in streets and we are on our way, he didn't thought that that Iran is strong enough that I cannot go there just like that. They didn't realize that Iran is not another Venezuela. They know that Iran has got defense capability, defense capacity. And later on, when he started now operation and bringing his artillery to the Gulf, to the Persian Gulf, then he received calls from Netanyahu, hey, we have been punished in 12 days. And we are not still recovered with what we done. And we are not ready. What about if you go there and they take it on us? We are not able to defend. The Arab Gulf countries Persian Gulf countries came to Trump and said, our security is in danger. We will not allow you to come there. He realized he's alone there. Arab countries are not allowing him, and he himself does not have the capacity. Iran has got a strong defense system. That was the reason that he retreated. Not any other reason.
Can Iran though take on the US? And let me say this. I am not necessarily trying to say I don't understand this perception that there's interference from foreign actors. Yeah. Of course, when you look at the history of the US, this is how they've done things in the past. They come in through these protests. So they have a way of, whether you look at Libya, many other countries, they've got a way of coming to agitate, and they take advantage of the legitimate concerns of the citizens just so they can come in.
Exactly.
So I get that. In fact, any other government, I've never seen riots or protests that get out of control and a government doesn't claim that they are foreign forces. We have claimed it here in South Africa during the July unrest. Tanzania has claimed it over the last 2 months. But what I'm trying to ask is, if Trump does attack Iran, what would you do? Because if you retaliate, does Iran have capacity to take on America?
Well, we showed that we had, because 2 times we have taken on US. When they killed our General Shahid Soleimani, what happened? We have targeted their base in Iraq, which was the first time in their 80 years, one American base has been targeted by a foreign country. That was the first time, and we did it. And they got the lesson. The second one, when they came and bombed Iran, nuclear facility.
Facilities.
Immediately we have responded the next day, and we targeted Al Udeid base in Qatar, which was another lesson to them.
Yeah, but it was more symbolic.
Of
It wasn't-
course.
There was no damage per se,
Of course.
compared to the damage the US has done to Iran.
No. That's exactly proportionate, because we have analyzed what they did. Our facilities are something like 90 meters down the ground.
So they didn't
Their
destroy.
capacity, yes, their capacity is only 30 meters. We realize there is nothing done. Okay, so it's fine, no problem. We will also do the same. Okay, but for them to realize things which they will do, it will definitely has answer. As they sent and there was no anyone wounded, we also did the same. But if this time they come, Iranians are so ready that there will be no any base in the entire Gulf region will remain unattached. So that's what they have realized, the message they have taken, and that is the reason that the Trump retreat, not any other reason that the killing has stopped and all of that. Those are all excuses that he is making.
What is the situation as we speak right now? Is the regime finding a way to stop the protests?
Well, the protests stopped.
They stopped?
No, let me tell you when it stopped. Yes, it stopped. There is no riot since Friday last week. How it stopped? Something like 5 million people, Iranian, came to the streets across Iran. They came in Tehran, 3 million people. The amount of people in the streets of Tehran is so much that you have to use a helicopter to go over this flood of people. That was the end of riots, not any government interference or American whatever. When they realized that Iran has got still support from his nation, and yes, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, even 100,000 may come from the opposition. But Iran has got the capacity to send 3 million people of his supporters to the streets, showing them that I am strong because I am backed by my nation.
All right. Dr. Sayed Hosseini, thank you so much for
It was a
coming
pleasure,
through to
Clement.
chat to us. He's
Thanks
the
for
director.
giving me the opportunity.
Thank you for making time. He's the director of the Islamic Center for Africa. That